Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's happening? Okay, I think we're good. Got a lot going on today with the critiques and everything. Critiques are always a little bit different because I got to set up everything differently. So, excuse me if I'm always looking over here because over here I have my kind of control center. Everything's over here set up. You can see the comments from you guys. Everything's over here. So, but in front of me is the artwork that we're going to look at soon. We'll just wait a few minutes, let everybody get in here and get on the stream. So yeah, what's happening? Lane, what's going on? I'm doing okay. It's Friday, so that's good. It's a good into the week, I guess, right? I feel pretty productive, feel good. How about you? Doing all right? Enrique, how's it going, man? Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for sending something as well. Thanks for sending something to critique. It's pretty exciting. I'm excited. Today we don't even have that many critiques, which is kind of nice actually, because I can just be relaxed and kind of not stress too much. I think we got like 6 people that sent something in, so it's pretty good. Pretty good. Normally there's like, 12 or 14 or something. It's a little too much. If each one you do like 5 minutes, it's like 1 hour if you do 12. So, Wolfie, what's going on? Not very active in the chat today, it seems. We got a slow chat today. We got the Friday chat, of course, like always, Friday. Everybody a little slower on Friday, right? Artie Ross asks, how do you send in art to be critiqued? Well, I'll show you in 1 second right here. Boom. There you go. It's a little too late now for this critique, so you'd have to, if you send something in, it's going to be for the next critique. So I usually ask the live stream before. So just send me an email, info@schaeferfineart.com, just attach the photo. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Very simple. Just check out my website. You'll have my emails on there. Just click the email button, whatever, and then just attach a photo. Give me a description if you want. What's the medium? Is it watercolor? Is it pastel? Is it graphite? What's the size? Most people don't put any of that stuff. It's complicated enough just for people to send me an email for some reason. But yeah, if you can include some stuff about it, then it helps me understand, what's going on in it. So yeah, just check out my website. You'll find everything on there. Email, contact, all that stuff. So no worries. What's going on, Stefan? What's happening? Wolfie, what's happening? You said you think you did it wrong? What did you do wrong? Glad to hear that, Lane. I hear you. It's going. Yep, I hear you for sure. Well, looks like we got a little group here, so I might as well just start. We got 20 people, something like that, 28 people. So I guess we just GFX. I just answered your question. Hope that helped. Just check out my website, send me an email. It's very simple. Okay. Let's get back to this critique screen. So there you go. If anybody's interested, that's how you do it. Send me an email and attach it. So check it out. This is the first piece of art. It's not really art, obviously. This is the photograph. This is the reference. So someone included the reference photo here. This is from SG. I forgot his name. SG something. And try, I don't know if people really want to put their whole name out there or something. Most people don't really say anything. So, he's a new painter, he said. So this is S Johnson. Yeah, SG Johnson. So he's a new painter, new artist. So he just wanted to critique. This is watercolor. Like I said, this is the reference photo. This is the painting. So not a bad attempt. Definitely not a bad attempt for being a new painter, definitely. You know, when I first look at this, I'm wondering what's going on back here. If we look at the reference photo, okay, there's some little tiny stuff going on back there. There's like a water tower or something. I would just leave that out. Don't even add that in there. It doesn't add anything. It kind of distracts from the focal point. But if we get rid of that stuff, we're not looking at that, and we're just looking at the art, right? What's going on, Nathan? Thanks for tuning in. We just pretty much just started, so you didn't really miss anything. What are you guys' thoughts on this? Don't be shy. We're trying to help each other out here. So whole point of these critiques. So definitely give your 2 cents or whatever for people in the chat. So yeah, he's a new painter. I don't know what kind of paper he's using. Maybe it looks a little cheap, the paper. Either that or it's the paint. You know, I don't really know. But it's not a big deal, right? You're a new painter. This is pretty good. I like your bold strokes here on the lighthouse. I like the range of values you have. I like the range of colors. I think there's a lot going for it, right? I think the drawing is done pretty well. There's just a few things, you know, to make this, to improve this thing or to push it a little bit further. So if we go back to the photo reference real quick, we're just going to compare, right? So if we notice the reference photo here, it's just a bit more gray overall, which, okay, maybe you don't like that. That's fine. You don't have to paint it the way the photo is, right? We don't really have to do that. So not looking at the colors, let's look at the values, right? So we have these line of trees, really dark, kind of secondary, kind of dark. But really this lighthouse is the darkest thing, right? There's a lot of dark elements within this lighthouse. It's closer to us. There's a slight bit of atmospheric perspective back here. Now we look at this, you know, you completely change the trees back here, which this may be an artistic choice, right? You could have just made it look like it's way further away. There's more atmospheric perspective. That's fine, you know, nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to have these little things back here be that dark, then I think you got to darken this line, right? This line of trees. You got to make it a little bit darker. I would have even, the bottom here, I would have made more like rock shapes, tried to make it more organic, darker. You know, the dark you have up here on this lighthouse, I'd bring that down here as well. You know, look at the photograph. You kind of just want to, what do you call it? You know, consolidate, kind of group all the dark shapes together, unify it, I guess is a way to say it. But your colors are a little too, for me personally, the colors are a little too, you know, just from looking at it, I'd like to see more grays in here, you know, overall. Just personal preference for me, just personal preference. Let me disable this just in case. Okay. I think your purple here in the shadow, it's probably a little too warm. You know, if we have this really warm light here, you're going to have cooler shadows. If we look at the photograph once again, this more blue, you know, you need more blue in the mixture. This more of a bluish purple. You can still make it purple. Maybe some secondary values within the water to kind of show like texture and all kinds of things. You know, nothing, you don't have to go super detailed, but just another little layer of glaze with like some kind of strokes or something to show that there's differences in the water. I think this side of the lighthouse shouldn't have any color on it. I think just white of the paper, right? Just white of the paper. Really get that light effect across. Because that's, when I look at this, I mean, that's what really catches my eye is this light right here. So make that be the paper. So don't paint anything right here. But overall, I mean, besides all those things I just said, like, it's not a bad attempt. This is really good. I'm really nitpicking this thing to really help you, push you to improve it, to like improve next time. But I would try to like repaint this thing and just see like how much better you could make it, just as an experiment, if you're up for it. But anyway, thanks for sending this in, S. Johnson. But let's see what the chat has to say about this before we move on. I think for a new artist, his sky is very good. I agree. I agree. The sky is very good. That's usually a challenging thing to do. Kind of have two different colors there and make them not, mixed together and look green or something. I think that looks really good. I agree with that. The line between the blue and the golden color could be softer, but all in all, very nice. Continue painting. I agree. I don't even know that it needs to be softer, to be honest, because it's a line of clouds, right? It's actually the clouds should be a bit darker. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's still relatively soft compared to the hard edges here and the contrast. The background's relatively soft. I'm not too mad at it. I like the background actually. I like the sense of depth. Yep, I agree. Oh, you think the line of trees are not trees, it's water? That's possible. I don't know. I don't know. Is this water, you think? But he did put these little things back here. It lines up with the photo. He's got these trees and this small little thing. You guys probably can't see that. I'll try to zoom it in. But, we got like a water tower and then like some kind of church steeple or something, some kind of building. So it seems he did add that stuff in there. So I'm thinking this is trees. And he did make it green like trees, so who knows? Who knows? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, SG Johnson's here. There we go. What's going on, bro? Thanks for sending this in. Hope it wasn't too harsh. I'm not trying to be harsh on you, but I think this is just like, it's really good, but I think there's potential for more. Like, always, basically. But yeah, this is really good. I mean, for a new painter and stuff, like, new artist, new painter, this is really great. This is really great. Definitely keep it up, and look forward to seeing more. Definitely. You got good strong values here in the, these darks and stuff. You got a good range of values, and usually that's something that artists struggle with in the beginning. I feel like most artists are too afraid to go really dark. In drawing and painting, like, and all this stuff. Like, usually they're like, and that happened with me too when I was younger. I was afraid to go really dark, and I was, oh man, it's gonna ruin it if I go dark. So, yeah. But yeah, this is definitely a good start. Definitely a good start. So could be a bit cooler in tone, and the shadow values are not dark enough. Yep, I agree. I think the same thing. Yep, definitely. Let's go to the next one. Let's move on. Hope that was helpful, SG Johnson. Thanks for tuning in, man. Thanks for sending that in. And keep it up, bro. Definitely keep it up. Good work. Yeah, I look forward to it, man. He says we'll bring a stronger painting for you to critique in the future. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Look forward to it. Keep practicing, definitely. So this one's pretty cool. This is oil from Philip. It's an 8x10. And I think it's a ferret. It's a ferret aviator, I believe. Painting based on like I think he said it's like illustration that he was doing or something. This is a painting of it. Pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely different, right? So, yeah, it's really cool. I think subject matter is great. Um, just looking at it from the photo, I mean, it's really well done, like the drawing and everything, really subtle values and stuff in the face. But you also have a lot of dark values. The darks really grouped together. I think this window thing here on the plane, like this line, some of the lines, um, I know they're supposed to be sharp, but they're like really sharp. Those are like razor sharp lines. Like, eh, just be careful with that. Be careful with that. Like, even though they're supposed to be sharp, like it's something mechanical, it's something that's like supposed to be sharp. The reason I say to be careful of that, I would soften these lines a little bit, at least in some parts, more towards the edges, maybe over here. I would be careful with this because it's so dark, right? There's so much contrast there. So for you to have really razor sharp lines, it's telling us when I'm looking at this and I'm seeing all the softness, I'm seeing the very subtle variations. This dark area really contrasts and it's really sharp. So, everything else around here is very soft. This down here is soft. This is really done really well. I like the subtle shadow here. But this part, it almost feels like it's unfinished to me personally. I would lighten that thing up. I wouldn't have it be so dark. Especially this could be dark, this larger area. I don't mind that being dark, but it shouldn't. If you're, it's kind of an advanced concept, but if you have a large area of dark like this, normally something skinnier like this is not going to be as dark. Because if you think of atmosphere, right? So think of like tree trunk. I've said this a few times. I'm sure some people know this. But if you think of a tree trunk and then branches on the tree and then twigs on those branches, every one of those, if you paint those with like sky behind it, a way to make it look kind of realistic, really realistic, is to paint each one a different value, just very subtly, right? So the tree trunk is the largest thing. It's going to be the darkest, largest thing because less light is going to be able to wrap around it. But something like a twig or a branch, light and atmosphere is going to easily be able to wrap around it. Which what that means is like it's going to lighten up the value. So I would just lighten up this value, soften some of the edges in certain places, and then make more of the focus here, right? These planes back here, tiny bit distracting. I mean, I know I like them being there. I like that they're very simple. Maybe lighten them up though. Don't make them so dark. Maybe make them like a dark blue or like a lighter, not a light blue, but darker than the sky, but like a lighter than this black, make them blue or something so that they have atmosphere, that there's like curtains of atmosphere and that they're more pushed back. Yeah, what does everybody else say? What's going on, everybody? Sun and sunflowers, what's happening? Blue dog, what's going on? Oh, look at Lane with the scientific, terminology here. I have no idea what that means. Sfumato technique. I have no idea. Is that what I'm referencing? I have no idea. I'm talking about something, I think John Carlson mentions this in his book, Carlson's Guide to Landscape Painting. Classic book, really great book. I mean, if you're into landscape, painting landscapes at all, you gotta have it. It's like one of the best books, and it's from many, many, many years ago. I actually have a signed copy of that book. I should show it on here. It's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever shown it. I have a signed old copy of Carlson's Guide to Landscape Painting. It's really cool. I don't really touch it or anything because it's so old, but it's like from 1937, I think. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, most of the oil paint, if there's any oil painters here, they'll know what I'm talking about, but I don't know that I have that many. But John Carlson, really good, really great landscape painter, oil painter. So yeah, he talks about he calls it like refraction, I think, either refraction or something. It's basically like atmosphere coming through like sky holes in the tree and stuff. Like normally smaller sky holes in a tree are going to be darker than the rest of the sky, even though the sky is the same color. But the way that you see it and the way that you paint it to make it look realistic, the sky is going to look darker because you have all this tree kind of surrounding that small sky hole. So that's really my only critique with this thing. Maybe like a stronger sense of light coming from like one side, you know, maybe like darker shadows or something. I mean, maybe that's not what you're going for. That's fine. I think it's painted really well. Uh, the anatomy looks fine. I like the open mouth kind of. I see a little bit of whiskers here. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I think it's just this area over here is just a little bit weak compared to the rest of the painting. Um, yeah, you know, I'd like some stronger lights. You know, like a little highlight down here of just like almost white or something to make it look like metal or just a little bit brighter. Maybe a highlight here somewhere, or maybe you do have some highlights here. Yeah, not bad. Just keep pushing this thing. Maybe soften up some edges here as well. Like having some softness and stuff will really help focus. Having sharpness where you want it to be, it'll help you focus where you want the focus to be, if that makes sense. Oh, sorry, folks. Yeah, but otherwise, I really like it. I think it's cool, man. I think it's really good. Thanks for sending that in. I hope that helps. Yeah, I think just like I said, work on this stuff over here. Try to tone that down a bit, and this will be a really nice painting. Let's move on to the next one. I think we spent enough time here. So, someone says, "How can I send you art?" There we go. info@shaverfineart.com. Just send me an email. But it's kind of too late now for this critique. It'll be for the next critique. So you're gonna have to wait like 10 live streams. So I don't even know if, yeah, I don't know if you watch me that much or that consistently, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna be able to open up emails and stuff now. There's already enough sent to me. So this is a watercolor from Lori. She thought that it might be overpainted, like painted too much. If Nathan's still here, we can ask Nathan about that. Is this overpainted, Nathan? I don't know. It depends on what you're going for, right? I think it depends on the style. If you're going for a more loose style, then I think this is overpainted, definitely. Uh, no doubt. But when I just look at it for what it is, I mean, I think it's really great. If I zoom this thing out, I mean, it almost looks like a photo, right? I mean, you guys would probably mistake this for a photo if you just saw it real quick and small. Like, wow, that looks like a photograph. So, but when you zoom in, I mean, there's just little paint spots and just paint strokes. It's just paint. I really like the grass here. I really like the textural stuff. You got like some dry brushing. That's really nice. Yeah, that's really nice. I like that. So, how could we improve this thing? I think personally, to be honest, I really love this thing. I think it's really good. I like the atmosphere back here. It shows a little bit of depth, which is kind of needed in this kind of scene because everything is so close to us. Having this little bit of depth back here, really lovely, really nice. No worries, Wolfie. I'll probably find it later. Yeah, I think this is nice. The only thing that bothers me, which is kind of it's personal preference, right? Most of the stuff, it's all personal preference. We kind of just um, That's a good point, Sharon. Sharon says maybe possibly darken the grass closest to us. So up here, maybe like darken the grass or something, maybe some kind of vignetting type of effect. You know, you could even artificially add a shadow in the foreground, you know, coming across like diagonally, and that'll help create like some depth as well. I think Nathan taught me that he suggested that last year on one of my paintings, and it really helped it actually. You know, putting a shadow in the foreground like that. So that could help as well. Maybe it's not what you're going for. That's fine. I think what personally bothers me, just as a personal preference thing, and this totally, it's all just about style and what you want. I think there's too much black in this painting. Like this is black, this is black, this seems black. At least from the photograph, maybe it's not in person. You know, maybe it's just some kind of really dark color. It's hard to tell, but you know, it's so dark that when I look at it, it just looks like black or gray. And I try to avoid that kind of a thing. You know, if it's okay to use like really, really dark sparingly, you know, in some small areas, kind of like an accent, like a really dark accent, you know, like maybe in the bushes, some places you could have really dark, or maybe just on this window, really dark, or inside or under here be really dark. But I think like you want to limit using black because it's kind of a dead color, right? There's it can be a dead color. You what I try to do is I usually mix my own black, and I think you got a lot of you guys know that. Like, yeah, Lane knew it too. Lane says, "Oh, I knew you would call it the black in this LMAO." Yeah, yeah. I mean, because it's great photographically, and maybe that's how it actually is, like in a photo, right? But as a piece of art, like I want to see more color. Like I want to see some purples in here, like on this area right here, underneath that shadow, underneath the house. Like that's like a perfect. Even on the door too, on this door, anything white, usually anything white, right? It's like, man, perfect. This is the perfect chance to use like purple or blues, or like you have all this green in here, so you could have like green into the shadow, so it's like reflected light in there. Like you could play around with color a little bit more. You know, there's so much green in this painting. It'd be nice to have like purple, like balancing it out. You know, there's a little bit of orange here too, which is really nice. So having like orange, green, purple, it's like a really nice secondary color scheme. You know, primary colors are red, yellow, blue, secondary green, orange, purple. So like, or violet, whatever, violet. But having like uh, some kind of nice color scheme like that would have been really cool. But like I said, personal preference. It's all personal preference. So that's something that, other than that, I don't really have any, like, I don't really have critique about anything. This kind of distracts me. This vertical line of dark kind of distracts me because it kind of lines up right with the edge of the house. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. Like, is this line created because of the edge of the house? Like, you have this tangent, right? Like, yeah, it bothers me a little bit. I wish it was a little more organic looking over here, just like right there. But everything else, not bad. I like how you did like the grass is the right value, like the bushes are the right value. This is great atmosphere. The house is done really well. I like that the door's like open and you can't see into the house. It's like mysterious, like what's in there. It makes you want to come inside, you know, it's really cool. Um, oh, we got Lori here. Yeah, yeah. I think I think like and who knows, it may be more colorful in person. So I'm just judging it based on what I'm seeing. So if it's more colorful in person, please forgive me. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing, and like it's personal preference, right? So like if you don't want a whole bunch of color or like more purple in it or something, like then don't do it. Like, of course, this is a beautiful painting the way it is, like no doubt. Um, I'm just thinking of like, man, if I were to enhance this thing, like how would I do it? Like, what would I do? Normally, like with shadows and stuff like this, especially with the light being the way that it is, very bright, maybe like during the day, like you're gonna have some like cooler shadows, like being reflected from the sky, right? So like just cooling some of this down in the shadow areas would really enhance like the warmth of the overall scene. Just an idea. It's something to play around with, you know. Um, yeah, but this is really really lovely painting. Thank you for sending this in. Really like it. Is Nathan a really good artist? Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's been doing it for like 20 years, so he does really detailed stuff. He'll paint for like 20 hours or 50 hours on one big piece. Kieran asked, "Do you have a backlog of art pieces for these critique streams, or do you just do the ones you receive from the past week?" Well, for this, I don't have a backlog. If I had a backlog in my email, it would be annoying. So I whatever people just send in the past week, that's usually what I use. So yeah. No worries, Lori. I'm glad it was helpful. Hopefully, it was helpful, and look forward to seeing more art from you in the future. Definitely, you have a lot of skill. Definitely a lot of skill. Really lovely. Thank you for sending that in. It's really cool to see what everyone else does, right? You know, it's like really cool. It's so cool to see all the different styles and ideas and subjects that people have and what people are drawn to and what they like. Have more variation in the greens. Yeah, let's go back to that one real quick. Yeah, that's a good point, right? I was gonna say that as well. All the greens are kind of too green. You know, it'd be nice to have like yellows in there or like cooler blues or something. Look at Lori, if you can, I would suggest looking at John Singer Sargent. If you can find, man, I have some of his books. I have no idea which book it would be, but there's some in there where he uses like really cool blues. I can see it in my head. It's really cool. I might show it soon. I need to go grab a book because it'd be um oh, did you really, Kieran? You sent something in last time? Kieran? Sorry, Kieran. Sorry about that. You know, like sometimes if people do send it in later, I do try to save it, but yeah, I'm sorry if I skipped over your entry, man. Apologize. But yeah, just resend it. Just resend it. I'll be sure to save it. Don't get discouraged. Just keep trying. Keep sending it. You know, I only got 6 this time, so don't worry. Yeah, I was gonna say John Singer Sargent. He was really good at like he used really cool green shadows, and then he would use like browns for like really dark accents. So he was really good sometimes at getting really interesting colors. If we can get through these in the next few minutes, like next 15 minutes, I'll grab one of the books if you're still around. Be really cool to see. Be really helpful, I think. Got a lot of watercolors today. So this is from my grandmother. I think she's in the stream. She was in the stream earlier. So this is really good, obviously. She does great work. She's been painting for many years. I don't even remember. I don't remember. I don't even know when she started doing watercolors. I forgot. But yeah, this one's really good. Um, is the background white or is the background multicolored? It kind of looks multicolored. I don't know if it's just the camera. Do you have like a pastel background? Oh, okay. Let me see that, Nathan. I think I have it here. Oh, this is a different one, I think. The sergeant with the garden steps that you did a master study of had that variation you mentioned. Oh, the digital painting? Is that the one you're talking about? I did a master study of the sergeant here. The small little one. I'll show you guys real quick. This is the sergeant study that I did. Oh, I can't show you because of the greens. My green screen cuts out all the greens. Well, that's useless. Anyway, we'll get back to this one. So, sorry about that, folks. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So I think this is pretty cool. What's going on, Nora? Thanks for tuning in. Lanes. How have you not done a video with your grandma? I don't know. I don't know. It would be cool though, right? Oh, it was watercolor. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I have a sheet of them somewhere. I know in my room. Okay, I'll check that out. Okay, so my grandma says it's got something on the background, bluish grayish. I don't recall exactly. Okay, okay, yeah, I could tell. It looks, yeah, it's nice. I like it. Well, I think the detail here in the middle, that's really cool. Like all the little, I don't know what you call those things, like the little sunflower seeds or whatever. I don't know how you did that. That would drive me insane. Did you use like masking fluid, I imagine, and then you painted over it, and then, yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, the drawing is done really well. Oops, sorry, folks. Gosh, drawing is done really well. I really like the subtle colors. You know, the greens. I mean, I really like the color scheme. It's very there's nothing that's too saturated, I feel. Like it's very natural looking, I guess. That's the word I'm looking for. Like it's very natural. Everything looks very good. Um, I guess if I really have to like nitpick it and critique it, the only thing that bothers me is this part up here. And maybe it's just the photograph, but there's something about it. It just looks, I know it's not the focus of the painting anyway, but it seems a bit weaker in terms of drawing and form and painting compared to the rest of it. So when maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just, let me see. No, it's not bad actually. I guess I wish there was just like a strong shadow or something. Like there's a strong shadow here at the bottom of the stem, but that's because of the flower. Yeah, I guess I just wish there was like stronger shadow, like showing more roundness and form to it. But that's just a personal thing. Um, yeah, I mean, I think you said what you wanted to say here with this one. I really like it. I really like the colors on the flower. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. I wish I could see these in person. I definitely need to see these in person. Well, I don't know. Does anybody have anything to say about this one? I don't really know. Yeah, Lane says this is almost like a botanical study. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of cool. Um, yeah, I mean, the way these kind of leaves, these pointy leaves and stuff were drawn out, like everything is very, it definitely looks like you spent more time than I would on the painting. I would be done after like 2 hours max, and I would just be like, all right, I'm done with this one. But all the petals and everything, yeah, the values really nice. Texture, nothing's too sharp. Nothing's like attracting my attention anywhere where it shouldn't be. So, you know, all the dark is right around here, which is nice, you know, and then you have all the bright colors right around there. So, Overall, it's very natural looking. I think this thing just bothers me for some reason. I think it bothers me compositionally, maybe. I think it bothers me compositionally because hmm, yeah, I'd have to see the painting in person to see, to really know. But like, I feel like if I was framing this one, I would do it like I don't know. Nathan's the pro framer here, so he would know. Yeah, the bud wasn't your focus. I get it. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, I really do like the softness of the color. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I really love the colors and everything. Like, I think everything's executed great. I'm not a fan of the composition. Like, I think I would crop out the, I would do like this. Like, although, I don't know, that looks stupid too. So, but I don't know, something like that or something. Like, I think like having the bud not go off the top, it for some reason it makes it like seem more important because it's higher up. Like, I don't know. I don't know. And maybe I'm just like thinking too hard about it. But everything else, the whole thing, it's really great. I'm just complaining to complain basically. What? It's framed and gone. What do you mean? You sold this one? Oh man. All right. Well, on we go. Well, it's really great painting. It's really great painting. We've had a lot of. I think today is a really great critique for like we got some really good stuff today to look at, definitely. So this one's really cool. Um, yeah, we're definitely different in style. That's for sure. Yeah. Oh, you gave it as a gift. Okay, that's cool. Wow. Very, very nice. That's awesome. I'm sure they loved it. I think it was cool. I mean, I like having the bud in it. I think it's cool to have like a bud, but I don't know. I'm just like I said, I'm just complaining. When I look at it here on the side, I'm like, yeah, it looks fine. Like, you know, I think it's one of those things. Like, if I saw it on the wall and I saw it framed and everything, I'd be like, ah, yeah, it's nice. Like, it's good. But just when I see it like that, I just like complain about it. So this is from Enrique. I don't know if he's still here. Usually he has to leave early sometimes, but I don't know if he's still here. But if you are, anyway, this one is his watercolor. I think he just recently started watercolor. So he's kind of, I think he's a bit new to watercolor as well. Um, um, I really like this. I like the softness of the tail here. The drawing's done really well. I love the colors, the softness of the background, the texture. Look, you even got some little bit of splattering in there. That's a Schaefer art technique right there. That's it. Not really, but I didn't invent splattering, but I like it. I like that. I like you. It looks like you had fun with this one. A little bit of texture. I like the subtle values and stuff, the softness. You got a little bit of blooms and stuff here, but it actually works. It doesn't bother me because it fits in. I like that this area is like, everything around this squirrel is less detailed and loose and stuff. Is this pin too? Is there like, do you have pin underneath this? Looks like there's pin work a little bit too. It's kind of cool. Yeah, either that or really dark pencil. Either way, it does add to it. It does help solidify things a bit more. I really want to try pen with the watercolor. Yeah, I don't know if this was done plein air. I don't. This is from a photo, but yeah. For me, let me see. I mean, you got softness here. You got sharp edges. You got color and warmth and stuff. A little bit of coolness here. I like that. Um, I think you really captured the spirit here of this animal. I feel it, you know. I feel it. I think it's really done well. The only thing, let me see. You know, I really like the composition here actually. I like that you left this blank. That's an interesting choice that you made, and that's I don't know if I would have been smart enough to do that. Um, I almost feel like at the top here I would extend the green up just a little bit above the ear instead of having like a line there, like a visual line, but that doesn't bother me that much. But I really like you left this blank because we have a background here and then we have foreground down here. So we kind of have this like diagonal force, you know, like almost this kind of spiral effect. You know, if you guys can see what I'm doing here with my mouse, you kind of have this spiral effect the way you're guiding us through this uh, painting, even though it's just a squirrel. So I like that you left that blank and left it simple. That's crazy. That's really good. That was really well thought out if you thought out that far ahead. How about the fur? I think the fur is great. You know, I think it's hard to say without the photo, maybe some of this is a little too harsh, but overall it's not bad. You know, I like you have different values and stuff going on here and texture. Um, I just wonder if it should be softer overall. You know, I'd have to see the squirrel. That's the thing, you know. I don't know how detailed the photo is or how, but you have some nice transitions. I mean, a lot going on here. You know, you have a little bit of glazing and stuff. Really, it's done well, I think. Maybe go darker right underneath him, give like shadow effect, like right in the middle there. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not seeing the real photograph, but I feel like darker as it goes down. Maybe put some green in. It sounds weird, but maybe green on here to like show that the grass is reflecting up into the white of his belly. Just a hint of that like yellowish green. Something to play around with or to think about. So I was gonna say earlier, the only thing I would do, and this is me, this is a personal preference, like you have splattering back here in the background. I would splatter right over here in this corner. Just, it doesn't have to be super dark splatters, just a little bit of splattering there so that there's continuity. No, normally what they say, and I learned this in college for like graphic design, right? So normally if you use like a little bit of something in one place, like let's say there was like a red spot here or something, like on his ear, like you had this really bright red spot, like full saturation. Normally you want to try to use that red somewhere else, you want it to harmonize within the overall painting. So like when I see like isolated splatters back here, I would just like a little echoing of it up here, like because it's a little blank here, which is fine. I don't want it to be like too distracting, but like just like one or two little, like light kind of splatters. And I think this thing would be like, that would be it. But yeah, yeah, maybe a bit of shadow under the squirrel. I agree. Yeah, exactly. Just a little bit of shadowing there. Sorry, you can't. I'm not accepting any work now. Unfortunately, we got, my computer slows down so much that I can't even check email or do anything while I'm streaming. So, unfortunately, we're getting to the last one here next. But thanks for sending this in, Henri. Really great work. I think, yeah, I think this is good. I think this is challenging because, we're I do see what Lane's saying here a bit with the anatomy. It's hard to tell because I don't have the photo, but I feel like the hip would be up a little bit more. Maybe you have a little bit of drawing errors here, but it's a difficult angle. You did like a 3/4 view. It's a very difficult angle. But showing a line for the hip kind of going into the body, stuff like that. It's questionable. But yeah, he seems. I like that this foreground's kind of in front of him. It shows that he's like in the environment. I think having a shadow just slight underneath him, like under his foot here, and then underneath him here, it'll like ground him in the environment, like someone said in the chat. And kind of what I do with my drawings, when I add like grass and stuff in the shadow, it really cements them into an environment. But yeah, that's all I got for that one, man. Really great work. I like the softness here, like I said. You have a good variety of everything. You have a good variety of values, color, edges, softness, hardness. Just keep going, man. Keep practicing. You're doing really well, really well. Really great work. When you look at the thumbnail over here of it, I mean, it's really good. It's really really good. So this is from Asteroid. I don't know if they're here today, but they were here yesterday. Um, so I'm glad this is the last one. I've been talking too much today. Whew. Hmm. Wow. Okay. I think I'm not for sure what they didn't say anything with this when they sent this one in. So I have no idea. What you guys are seeing is exactly what I know. It's from Asteroid. That's their name. I don't know what it looks like, watercolor possibly. It could be like acrylics watered down. I have no idea. No idea. So you guys can help me figure this one out. Let's see what's going on here. Uh, Looks like there's some guy with a bird on some kind of boat or raft. There's another bird back here sitting on something. Um, there's a guy back here working. Maybe this is like some kind of rice paddy area or something. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this painting. Yeah, definitely. Artie Ross says the sky is too dark. Yeah, possibly, but to be honest, I don't know what time of day this is. When I look at the lighting here on the figure, it looks like he's being lit from a light source down here. So is this a light? Is this kind of in the evening at night? And then because everything is really dark, right? Like the bird is dark, this is dark. I mean, this could be like a night type of scene. The blues are too similar. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. It has a good harmony though to it. It's all harmonized. I just feel like the overall coolness of everything and then the lighting, it seems like it's a night type of scene. I like the atmospheric perspective. I like the mountains and stuff. I like the silhouette back here, not too much detail. Like you put the detail where it needed to be. You got this bright red here that's really nice. The hats is drawn really well. This bird looks, I mean, you could tell it's the bird, but it looks a little interesting, a little weird. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It's very mysterious. It's very mysterious. I wish Asteroid was here. Maybe they'll comment on the video later. Yeah, it could be a dusk or dawn scene. Yeah, exactly. That's what I feel. When I look at this, that's what I feel because there's so much blue in it. And I just mean like here in the shadows, like on the rafts, there's a lot of blue. Everything is dark. This is dark. Behind him is dark. He seems to be lit from below. That's what I'm feeling. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean the silhouette and stuff, this could be like lightened up and softened and everything, kind of like what my mom said. I agree. Um, Asteroid, what's going on, man? Perfect timing, dude. Yo, perfect timing. We were just talking about. Yeah, give us the lowdown on what's going on here, man. We're trying to figure this out. You're not sure either, but you think it was dawn. Okay. That's perfect. That's perfect. Oh man. So what else is happening here? Like is this I'm not sure what he's holding here. There's like a really light blue. Is it like some kind of lantern? Or like and what is this strip of yellow? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. And it looks like I don't know what this orange is either. It looks like the water is see-through here, possibly. I don't know, man. But it's the rep like this area is done really well. Like a lot of this is done really well. The raft here, the birds, the background, like the background isn't too detailed. Like everything fits together nicely. The color harmony. I feel like maybe the red's a little too bright, but I don't know where the light's coming from. So like it's all harmonizing and stuff. Um, he's holding a lamp. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I said it looks like he's being lit from below. Like he's really lit up. So he's holding like a lamp. Okay, that's what I thought. It's just hard to tell. It's just hard to. It's hard to tell the orientation and stuff. But yeah, every like it's. Is this watercolor as well? Did he say that? He's holding a lamp. Yeah, there's a bird. Yeah, there's a bird there. Okay, it's supposed to be the reflection. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I see. I see. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought some of this shadow is like a reflection of what's going on. Okay, so the orange is like reflecting what's. Okay, I see. I see. I see. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean it's really cool. It's a really cool kind of like illustrative scene, right? Yeah, it's definitely a lamp because you can see here on the raft, really light. The face is really light. His shirt's really light, but everything else is in shadow. So it's definitely you can see definitely a lamp kind of spotlight there for sure. Yeah, you definitely captured the light well, and for this being watercolor. I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's really good, and the way you did the guy. I mean that face is like, dude, that's really good. Like you captured just enough detail, but not too much, and like the way you did it, like yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed actually. I'm really impressed with this. Like you put all the detail where it needs to be, like right here and right around this area. Yeah. I like it, man. It's a really cool, like illustrative kind of almost mysterious kind of piece. I mean, obviously he's doing some kind of work. There's work going on here. But yeah, cool, man. Thanks for sending this in. Uh, you can see if you rewatch the video, you can see what we were talking about before you got here. We're like, what's going on? What the heck? But no, it's all good. It's all good stuff. We're just going through it, trying to figure it out. But yeah, we weren't too far off actually. Oh yeah, SG Johnson, man, you should check out Nathan's Instagram. Nathan's Instagram has some he like there's some crazy stuff you can do with watercolor. Definitely. Definitely. Well, thanks everybody for sending this in. So we'll go through these again. And we got watercolor here. New artist, beginner artist, done really well. We got a ferret aviator in oil. Really cool, illustrative kind of painting. Really great work. Another watercolor here from Lori. Really photographic. Really love this one. Really nice. One from my grandmother here. Done really well. Another kind of photographic one. Love the natural colors and everything. The simplicity of the color scheme and subject matter. Really good. One from Enrique here, watercolor. He's kind of new to watercolors as well, I believe. So, really awesome work. And Asteroid here. So, another watercolor. We got a lot of watercolors today. That's really surprising. Normally we don't see that many. That's pretty interesting. Huh. So I wanted to show you guys, there's like two books I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully I can find the right one. There's a Sargent book, and I don't know if Lori's still here, but you know, I'll show it to everybody. I really wanted, and I think I need to look at it as well for like the color. You know, we can chat for like, oh, my stomach's growling. Oh, we can chat for like 15, 20 minutes and I got to get out of here. But, um, wow, this is your third watercolor, Enrique? So this is Enrique's third watercolor. Wow. That's, that's, that's really good work, man, for your third watercolor. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Yeah, I agree, Lane. I didn't see Lane's comments earlier. The two different sources of light are a little confusing. The lamp and then the natural light aren't different enough for each other. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like this background's like kind of too light, and then this. Yeah, I mean that we were a little confused, you know, but you know, I understand like he probably didn't want to go too dark with the foreground and all the shadows, but you could try to push this more. You could just like really dark, like glaze over some of this, but I think it's good as it is. I wouldn't really touch much of it, but thank you, Sun and Sunflowers. Yeah, I had an implant in my mouth on Monday, so I'm still pretty sore on this side on my mouth. So I haven't been able to eat on this side of my mouth for like a year. Like it's just been depressing. So I've just been eating on one side for almost a year now, and yeah. Anyway, I'm feeling okay. I'm doing all right, but anyway, have a good one, Matthias. Thanks for tuning in. No worries, SG Johnson. Yeah, I mean, everybody's at a different level. You know what I mean? Everybody has a different experience. You know, he's also done, I think, drawing and oil painting and stuff in the past. I think Enrique has. So, you know, everybody's at a different level. You can't. That's the thing. You can't really compare yourself to other people. You know, you got to compare yourself now to yourself in the past. That's all you can do. That's the best, that's the healthiest thing to do, and that's the best way to go about it. Give me a second here, folks. Just trying to set some things up so I can read the comments in front of me now instead of looking off to the side as much. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. No wonder I get so hangry. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. I wish I could remember which live stream you painted the sergeant study I mentioned. I'm gonna go find it. I got a whole stack of paintings. I can go through it. If you guys give me like 30 seconds, I got some interesting stuff to bring back. So talks amongst yourselves, talk about me, talk about my haircut, my stupid beard, all that stuff. I'll be back in like 30 seconds, literally. Don't go anywhere. Just check out all the interesting books in my library back here. And anyway, give me like a few seconds. Okay, sorry folks, sorry it took so long. So I was doubting that my sergeant studies are in this pile because I think this pile are ones that I'm selling. And you guys are funny. Um, let's see. Yeah, these are all ones I'm selling, and I don't think I put the sergeant study in here, but maybe I did. Maybe I did. Let's just see. Where did I put those, man? I got some really old watercolors. You guys want to see some really old ones? I got watercolors from 2010, 2011, 2010 that I did before I ever got into painting, really. Shown them before. I'm really surprised nobody has bought this painting. To be honest, this is like one of my favorite ones I've done. It's crazy that it's still around. That's probably one of my like technically best that I did. I don't think it's in here. I don't think the service study's in here. Ah, yeah, I don't know where I put those. That's a bummer. Well, yeah, I don't know. They're on my shelf somewhere. Somewhere on my shelf in my other room, which could take a while to find. So I got just stacks of stuff and books and crap and well, it's not in this stack, so oh anyway. Okay. Show them? Oh, okay, I'll show them. Yeah, let me see. I can't use the green screen because let me see if I can plug in my camera here. See if it'll work, hopefully. It's gonna work. Is it working? Not working for some reason. Uh, okay. I can't get my camera to work, guys. That's a bummer. Okay. Well, it seems I have to plug it in before before I open my streaming stuff. That's really annoying. Sorry guys. So here I'll show some of my ones. So I'll try to show them. If they have too much green in them, it's gonna cut it out. But yeah, there you go. The green's getting cut out, but yeah. So these are old ones. These are from like 2000. I don't even have a date on them. 2000 something. 2011, 2010. These were the first kind of paintings that I did. Yeah, see all the green getting cut out, guys? Yeah, just don't pay attention to the green, but unfortunately, yeah. This is probably one of my favorite ones. Look at that sky. But yeah, I got like 10 or so of those, maybe a few more, but that's some of them. So check out this cool book I have. This is Carlson's Guide to Landscape Painting. I wanted to show you guys this, just because it's pretty cool. It actually was called Elementary Principles of Landscape Painting, but now it's called Carlson's Guide to Landscape Painting. It's a thin book you can get on Amazon. It's a bigger book, thinner, but this is a really old copy of it that I have. Check out the pages. It's John F. Carlson, and the cool thing I like about it, I'm going to be very careful with this. This is why I never open this thing. I never. So this is from. Uh, oh man, my nose is itching. This is from 1927, copyright 1929. Really old book. I don't know if it's really signed or not. I thought it was really signed, but it doesn't look like it now that I look at it. But they put this little photo thing in there with his signature. But yeah, this is a fifth printing. But yeah, this is just really old book. Really old, interesting book. They have it's in really good condition too for 1930 something, 20 something. Yeah. The pages of it are different when it's a photograph, you know. They have like different kind of talks about linear perspective and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's a really old book I have. Really old book. Interesting. Anyway. Oh, I wish we could look at this Sargent book. I don't know why my camera won't work. I'm glad you guys like my early watercolors. Let me see if I can find one more, a few more. Now I have some of them in here. Yeah, here they are. Uh, so here's some more. All the greens cut out, but so I was pretty good at doing this wet into wet stuff, you know. And look at all the different little colors and stuff I got. And the composition was interesting, you know, jumping around. And there's another one, kind of the same kind of theme of trees, you know. It's kind of having like a family of tree type of paintings. So ever since like those are from like 2010, 2010ish. But there's a lot of nice purples and blues in here. It's hard to see it probably, but really nice purples and blues and stuff. Yeah, had these for a long time. Long time. Yeah, it sucks I can't find those Sargent studies. It's the whole point. That's what I was looking for. But they wouldn't be in this pile because I'm not selling these, so or because those are the ones I am selling. Let me try to get this camera to work again. I don't know why I can't get it to work. Is the glue in the binding of the book gone? I have no idea. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to touch it. Why will this not work? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So I don't know if this is the right book because I got 9 of these books of Sargent that are giant books, but I wanted to find, yeah, see the coolness and the shadows and stuff that he does. But I wanted to particularly, I'm looking for a particular painting, and I know the kind of painting it is. It's like a war scene. It's like a war scene type of painting. Right here, boom. This is exactly what I was looking for. This is exactly what I was looking for. So it's going to be hard to tell on this stupid camera because just the colors and the way this camera renders colors. But the interesting thing to see here from this painting, this watercolor, is the coolness of the greens and then the warm of the darker darks, how warm he gets. And even this one's a bit better. I mean, because he uses warm greens here and then cool greens on top for shadows. And then he uses these like dark browns and stuff. It's really interesting. And just the colors he uses. But it looks so real. But look, I mean, look at the hat. It has like purple in the hat. Like, it's not real. It's not. But it looks so real. But that's what I was mentioning this when we were looking at Lori's painting earlier, how her greens were like very black. You know, we had a lot of black. And this, you can see, he doesn't really use black. It's more of like browns and grays. I'll lighten this up a bit so that you get to see the actual colors. Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks like for real. Just less red. It looks way more red on the camera, unfortunately. But yeah, just different kinds of colors and stuff, you know. What is the size of this painting? Enrique asks. Okay, let's go. Let's look at it again. So this painting, this is 13 by 13 and a half by 21 inches. So here is the info. 1864. Actually, that's not the year. That's not the year. That's the catalog number. It's from 1918. Camouflage tanks, watercolor on paper over preliminary pencil. 13 and a half by 21 inches. There's the centimeters, 34 by 53 centimeters. So that's usually the size of a lot of his watercolors, 13 and a half by 21 inches. I don't know why. I guess it's just like the size of his paper back then. But a lot of them are that size that I've noticed when I look through these books. Gift of the Artist to the Imperial War Museum in London. And it shows where he signed it, lower left. And if we look, if we can, don't know that we can. I have to zoom it out. If you look in the lower left, way down here at the bottom, he signed it, and there's some other thing. He has the year, and it says 2 something. Yeah, this painting, this other one, is 20 by 13 and 1/4. So see, very similar size. 13 and 1/4 inches by 20. Same thing, watercolor over preliminary pencil. There you go. So, pretty interesting. Yeah, he does. He did a lot of big watercolors, and I imagine he's doing these. Uh, I think a lot of these he did on location, um, which is nuts, right? I mean, it's just completely nuts. Like these. I mean, he did these while these soldiers are sleeping, 13 and a half by 21 again. 13 and a half by 21. And just look at I mean, it's incredible, man. I don't know how he did this stuff. Just the looseness of his strokes and everything. Like, how does he do this? Like, what in the world? But see, look, he never really uses black, right? I mean, look at these colors. I mean, it could be really black. Like, some of this could really be black. But he doesn't use black. He uses a brown. He uses a brown for a dark. And I think the reason is because it just shows more atmosphere. Like in here, like it's just atmosphere. Because if you use black, it's just like you can't really, you don't see into it, you know? And if you, and then we look at this one, you probably did this one on location too. You know, it says if they were as well. Uh, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really say. But yeah, a lot of the stuff he did from life. I mean, all the time. That's interesting. So they have like a little, they have like a letter here that somebody wrote about Sargent asking money for this and stuff. It's really interesting. Yeah, but yeah, Lori, his work is great for like watercolors, and you don't have to do this style like very loose, but just for the fact of like colors, like look at his colors. I mean, it's just really interesting. He always has these really interesting greens and stuff. It's something I need to work on as well, you know. There's these interesting color harmonies, you know, like just beautiful colors, beautiful colors. So I want to read this because it was pretty cool, man. It was really cool. Do you know how they protect these paintings, Henri asks? I have no idea. I think they're all in museums now and they're under glass. Um, they're protected probably just by being in a museum and being handled very well. I don't know if the I don't I don't know how they actually preserve and protect them though. I have no idea. These paintings are in Google Arts. They might be. They might be. So the name of this book is John Singer Sargent Figures and Landscapes, 1914 to 1925. So this is the ninth book in a volume of like 9 books. So this is the ninth book. I have all of them, and it's basically a catalog of all of his work. So I wonder, this is pretty cool. Um, so it says, the president of the Museum of Fine Arts, Boston, Morris Gray, wrote to the museum's director, Arthur Fairbanks, on the 25th of February 1921. And this is what he wrote. Templeman Coolidge and his wife dined with me last night on their way south and later to the other side. He said that John Sargent had in his studio a watercolor that he had painted on the other side of 2 doughboys. I guess that's these 2 doughboys. I don't know what that means. Sitting on a bank under some trees. Not very interesting in color, but giving splendidly the spirit of the doughboys over there. So Sargent was telling this guy that he had this watercolor, but wasn't really that good in color, you know? And it's like, we look at this and it's like, man, that's awesome, you know? He said that Sargent asked $500 for it. So back then, that's probably pretty expensive, right? Like $500. And that when the dealers could get, he said that Sargent asked $500 for it, and that when the dealers could get his watercolors, they sold them for $2,000 to $2,500. So imagine back then, they were selling his paintings for $2,000 to $2,500. He thought that we should buy this one at once before the exhibition opens on about March 4th. So Sargent was trying to sell this one before some exhibition, I guess. If you think it wise, will you ask Mr. Potter to see it? So, okay, this is the president of the museum. So he's talking to the president of the museum to like buy this painting. Like, it's crazy. It's so different back then. And if he approves, telephone to 1 or 2 members of the committee, as the time is very short, blah, blah, blah. I hesitate to suggest this out loud, but it would be doubtless an exceedingly interesting picture to the public, as indeed is the Tramping Men by Sargent now on an easel in the East Gallery. So he's talking about another piece of work too. So yeah, pretty cool, man. It's really cool. There's just these books are just filled with like stories and all kinds of stuff about his art, and like if you're into that kind of thing, it's really cool. Like it shows like his studies for some of these paintings, you know, and sketches that he did. Same thing over here. We have like sketches and studies for this larger painting down here. But anyway, guys, hope I'm not boring you with this stuff. But yeah, he basically went with the military and like documented stuff by painting it. Like how crazy is that? So so he just documented all this stuff. 14 by 20 and 3/4 inches. So a little bit bigger. 14 by 20. Yeah, my grandmother had a good point. It must have been the size he could carry on location. Yeah, probably. Exactly. Definitely. 13 by 21, 13 by 20. Yeah, all these are like 13 by 20. But I could just see him. Like, look how loosely he painted this tree. I mean, look at that. I mean, imagine if I tried to do something like that. Nobody would like the painting. Nobody would like it. They'd be like, what the heck is that? But he's the master, man. He can get away with this stuff. Look how he did these trucks. I mean, just so simple. Look at this. He did like some interesting color washes underneath, and then he just did these other dark lines on top. And they're not even that dark. It's like brown. But when you look at it as a whole, they come across as trucks. I love looking at this kind of stuff. I don't look at it very often. I haven't looked at this in a few months, but yeah, it's cool to see. Cool to see some of this stuff. He did murals and stuff too. Yeah, look at his drawings. I mean, he's excellent at drawing. I mean, that's where he's just good at everything. He did excellent charcoal drawings and stuff. Look at all these studies he's doing just for the hand. Like, which way should this one guy's hand be in this whole, painting? He's trying to figure out like what's the best way to paint this thing. Like, look at all these studies he's doing just for this one big mural. Yeah, but yeah, I could look at this stuff forever, guys, so I apologize. But yeah, look at these alligators. That's my favorite. That's so cool, man. How big is that one? Yeah, 13 by 20. Jeez. And look at these palms. I mean, how do you do that? How do you make sense out of something so chaotic? Even the lighting. I mean, look at the lighting here is just chaotic. And like I I mean, that's some talent right there, man. Or not talent, but that's skill. I don't like using the word talent, but because that's definitely skill. That's many, many, many years of just painting. All right, anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here soon. I like looking through this stuff. I figured I'd share some interesting things with you guys, but anyway, guess we're so this is if you just go to Amazon, there's these John Singer Sargent books. He has a whole series of like 9 books. This is the ninth one. Um, they were put out by his it's a big catalog of his work. They're put out by his grandnephew, Richard Ormond. 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 But yeah, check those out. He's got some it's definitely inspiring work, man. But most of it, a lot of his earlier work is oil paintings like these, big oil paintings and portraits and stuff. But once you get into like 1900s, 1908, I think, he kind of retired from all the other oil paintings and stuff he was doing. He still did some oil paintings, but he stopped kind of doing what do you call it? He stopped doing like rich people's portraits and stuff like that. That's how he made his money. So he started doing like traveling and doing plein air watercolor. Like that's and plein air oil as well, but mostly plein air watercolor. But hope I'm not buffering, guys. Looks like my stream is like lagging or something. YouTube is saying. But anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I'm really hungry. I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the critique, everybody. Yeah, here's a little study I painted of his. Um, you can tell those kind of colors he uses, right? These browns and the blue and the greens. So I wish I could find the other studies, but I'll have to show them another day. If you go back through my live streams, you can find them. But yeah, it's cool to do these little studies to just as practice. But anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourself. Peace.